morning and welcome to the 𝗦𝗵𝗲 show. Thank you for always tuning in. Thank you. We value you. We appreciate you for joining us every morning, because you could be doing anything else but you chose to be with us here today, because you know that Ria and I are going to employ you with knowledge, so that improves you with every aspect of your life, business, and in life in general. So today my amazing co-host Ria is going to be taking over the conversation, so I can't wait to hear what she has to say. I'm sure you can't wait to hear what she has to say. So without further ado, friends, welcome to our show. My name is 𝗥𝗵𝗲.
My name is Ria, and welcome to our show.
And Ria, without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic on to you.
Thank you, 𝗥𝗵𝗲. And today's topic is increasing our financial IQ, the fourth B, which is the business. And alongside the business, we use the business's credit cards. So let me share you my screen so we can begin sharing the lessons I've learned from reading the book of 𝗦𝗵𝗲, Increase Our Financial IQ. So the topic today is the fourth B, which are the businesses. To give a recap, the first B is the bureaucrats, the second B are the brokers, the third B are the bankers, and the fourth B are the businesses. Lesson learned number one from the fourth B, the businesses. All businesses have something to sell. Because if they do not sell, that means very easy, there is no business. So business have to sell. Lesson number three. Robert often asks, and we should ask this ourselves too, is this business making, I'm gonna sneeze, excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Sorry. Making me wealthy or making me poor? Is this business making me rich, or is this business making me poor? We should ask ourselves that, because that's also what Robert asked himself. So lesson number three. In many cases, the products or the services does not make us rich. It makes the businesses richer. So a lot of times, many cases, these products and services do not make us rich. The businesses are the ones becoming richer. Lesson number four. Okay. So many big department stores they have their own credit cards. Why is that? And according to Robert, these credit cards are the worst credit cards that we can own. And lesson number 5. And the reason these businesses, they want us to carry their companies credit cards is because they get a kickback from the bank. So that is why they want us to carry their own credit cards. Lesson number 6. Therefore, the businesses and the bankers, the businesses that issues these credit cards is a broker for the bank. Lesson 7. Notice, we have to notice that there is a pattern. And what is the pattern? The brokers and the bankers, they reappear again. Lesson number 6, businesses that issues these credit cards, they are a broker to the bank. So what Robert wants us to notice is that there is a pattern. The broker, the bankers would reappear. Now, lesson number 8, and this is about issuing credit cards to buy products. So lesson number 8 is number 1, letter A. One of the reasons why we this is us trying to push this big rock, why we struggle financially are the following. A, we buy products that would make us poorer. And I'll give some examples. And we make ourselves even poorer. How? By paying for products for years with high So lesson 9, example, when we buy a pair of shoes and we use our credit cards, this is the product, and the product can be anything. In this example, it's a shoe, a pair of shoe. So if we buy a pair of shoe and we use credit card, that takes years to pay off the credit card. So then we remain poorer for years by continuously paying for a product that makes us poorer. Lesson 10. So if we want to be wealthy, then we must become a customer of businesses that are dedicated to make us wealthy. And what do I mean by it? Number 11, example. And this is what I do. I am a customer of investment of books, either apartments or finance about money. So I am a customer of investments such as books, either of apartments or money, finance. I am also a customer of investment into personal development. So what do I mean by personal development? So I enrich myself with knowledge. This is the brain. And that means I have mentors that raises up my financial IQ, that increases my financial IQ. And I pay for them. So that's why I am a customer of investment into personal development. So I enrich my brain, I increase my financial IQ. So my mentors are like Grant Cardone, Brad Sumrock, Robert Kiyosaki. Lesson 12. So if I spend money on products or services that makes me wealthy, that makes me money. So these are the lessons that I've learned from reading the 4th B, the businesses, and using credit cards. So I hope you learned something. Please let me know in the comment section below what you've learned. What products and services do you buy that will make you richer, or products and services that would make you poorer? So that's today. So stay tuned for more of Alka and Ria's show.
Amazing. Thank you, Ria. Thank you. That was amazing. I do have a question. So when you said, okay, so credit cards, it takes a long time before, that could be paid off, right? I think you said, yeah. So would you say then if you're buying goods or services not to pay by credit card, or would you say cash?
I use credit cards. Don't get me wrong. I use credit cards, but I treat them like cash. What that means is when the due date comes, or even a few days before the due date, I pay everything down. And why do I use that? Because in America, it may not be true for all countries such as the Philippines. We don't have credit score. In America, you have to build your credit. So in the beginning, when I came here, I didn't have any credit. So when I want to buy a house, I could not buy a house because I don't have any credit history. When I wanted to buy a car, my interest for the car was very high because I have no track record. So in order for us, especially adults, not young teenagers, adults, okay, adults who are responsible with the credit cards, yes, go ahead and use it to build your credit history, especially if you live in a country such as America. It may be true for Canada too, where you have credit score, and you would need to use this credit card so that you build your credit history, your credit record, and that you just need to pay that off before the due date. And why do we use it? Because we're trying to build our history, our record, our credit. Are we a good creditor, or are we a bad creditor? Because when we buy bigger things such as properties, apartment, investments, the bank would look at your credit history. Are you paying other businesses every month on your due date, or have you been negligent and not paying the other businesses that you owe money to? So those small things that you do will compound to big things, and big things are buying your car or buying houses, either for investment or you just living in your primary home. So yes, I use it, but I pay it down before I pay everything off before the due date.
Before the due date, yeah, that's a good. That's a good point. Paying it before the due date, but sometimes life just takes over, and we may forget to just to pay maybe like a couple of days after the due date, which which is not problematic, but still, like you said, is to learn to pay your bills on time, because like in Canada, we have Equifax, and Equifax, they always keep your history. They know you've been paying your late, pay your bills late, your payment, you made them late. So yeah, we have Equifax. So it's the same principle here as well. But I think, that's really important. I mean, sometimes if I'm buying goods or services, I buy by card, or other times I just pay cash, because then to me, then I'm not worried. Okay, if I pay cash, then I'm not worried if that, that sort of accumulates on my card, then I just have to pay all that off. So sometimes I might just go between both.
What I can share over the years, what I've done, especially when you don't have a lot of cash and you're trying to build your credit, you have to do like a personal statement, income, expense. The bank will give you a ledger or a notebook, or if you don't have one, get a piece of paper. And in that piece of paper, you write your income. So let's say your take-home money is $5,000 per month. So you write it down. Every time you use your credit card or you take out the cash to pay your goods or services, you have to put it down in a piece of paper. So 5,000, let's say you spend $100 on gasoline by cash, then 5,000 minus $100 of gasoline. You just have to be responsible in tracking your numbers. Now, especially if you don't want to use a credit card, you have to track down your cash, because you can just pull out easily 200, and by the next day, with handling our finances is to track down our money. Even up to date, right now, I do have Excel spreadsheet and QuickBooks. I track down my records of income and expenses every day. And at the end of the month, I reconcile it. Reconciliation means, is my income coming in and my expenses are correct? Did I miss anything? And am I positive with my income, or am I more on my expenses? So every day I write it, I track it. We have Excel spreadsheets, which is, free online, or you can do QuickBooks, which I used to for my business. And then every day I track it. And then at the end of the day, at the end of the month, I reconcile it, meaning you check and balance your income, you check and balance your expenses, making sure that all the deductions are in there, all the incomes are in there. And then are you positive or are you negative at the month? So that's what I do. Even up to present, I do my financial statement, personal financial statement, income, expense every day. And at the end of the month, we do the reconciliation, making sure that your month of May, all income and all expenses are accounted for.
And you know what? That's a good point, because just like with cash, even with cash, like people might think, okay, but cash, you don't really need to be accountable because it's cash, you're not being recorded by, like if it's on your card, right? So, but with cash, that is a good point too, is to keep a record of everything. Like, I think it was the day before yesterday, right? I told you I filled full tank of gas, and it was $106. So that, keeping track of that, because that was extortionate. Normally I pay $65, and
no, that's not the extortion, Alka. Welcome to the invisible tax. It's called inflation.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So we are in inflation, so it is expected, because everything's expensive now. But that is it is inflation, so it is to be expected. But my point is that keeping a record, even if you pay by cash, friends, even if you pay by cash, you need to keep a record and have a book, a ledger, like Ria said, that you can just keep a track of everything that you have paid by cash. Because Ria, you know what? Like, I might just withdraw, say, I don't know, 1,000,
200,
or 200,
or 1,000,
1,000, right? And before my eyes, that money is gone. But then, so that's why you need to keep track of, okay, where is that money gone? Where are you spending that money?
Very true.
So, right. So you talked about this many conversations ago, that and you talked about having, when that money comes in, whether 100, 200, $2,000, that money that you have, whether income or whether you withdrew from the ATM, you need to be accountable for where that money is going, because money comes to you, but then money can just slip away. And we talked about this many conversations ago. Money can just slip away. It can just slip out of your hand.
Yes, especially nowadays with the cost of goods, your $100, I kid you not, it sounds like $10 now.
Yeah, I can imagine that to be the case. But just keeping an eye on how we are spending, I think that is very important, because even as teenagers, we need to teach them about how to respect money, because that's a good point as well. Money needs to be respected. If you don't respect money, money will not respect you, and money will just just that money comes to you. But if you don't respect money, money can just like fly off, just like a lover. It's just gone somewhere else, and you won't even see it. So be careful. Respect your money, nurture money that you get, so that it can nurture you and it can protect you for your well-being and every success that you want. Ria, I appreciate you. That was such an amazing conversation. But you know what? We need to have more of this conversation. And maybe as we go on, maybe we can maybe share with the viewers how money is important, and we need to respect, need to nurture, and how we could have the viewers really be educated on money.
Let's go. So let us know in the comment section below what you've learned from our topic today, which is businesses and using credit cards and keeping track of your money.
Absolutely. So, drop it in the chat and let us know, where are you right now? Because I think that's important also for us to know, is where are you right now in your stage? Where are you right now? How do you respect money? If money comes to you, if you're in your 9-to-5 job and you have that income coming in, what do you do with the money? Do you quickly spend it? And I'm not talking about just gambling or casino, because there's more to it than that people spend money. You might just go out for a drink with, people from work, your co-workers. Where do you spend your money? And 2, do you keep track of where you're spending your expenditure? So whether it's by cash or credit cards, do you keep a track? Do you have a ledger for your income and expenses? So we would love to know that, friends. So let us know, drop it in the chat. Let us know, where are you right now in your journey when it comes to money and your money mindset? So friends, we have come to the end of the show, and it's sad, because we love engaging with you and we love sharing our knowledge and imploring our knowledge to you. So it's Friday, and for this weekend, I want what Ria has said is to let us know, drop it in the chat, or also what you can do, a task which will be good, is be aware as to what you are spending your money. If you go, maybe say groceries, you go to fill a gas tank, whatever it may be, but keep a track on where you're spending the money, whether by cash or credit card, so that at least you are aware. And I think that's the first thing, Ria, that people need to be aware. Are you aware of what's happening around you? What are you doing to move ahead? Because you can't move ahead if you're not being aware, if you're not aware, okay, how you're spending your habit, because it is a habit, whether you're subconsciously spending on something that you should not be, or consciously you are just spending, you're overspending. So it is a habit. Either way, it's a habit. And so either way, we need to combat that, so that we can get more of the money that we desire coming in. So friends, so we want to wish you an amazing weekend. Have an amazing weekend. Have a great, relax, but do make this a habit. Do make this a part of your daily life, because it is very important. So have an amazing weekend, friends, and we will see you first thing come Monday morning. So make the rest of the day the best of the day.